Hey, what's up, 2K culture? It's your boy Indy, 2K all day, every day, in the house and the place to be, coming back at you with another banger. And yes, guys, your boy Indy, 2K is back in the building and the place to be. For all those who have been asking, yo, Indy, where you been? Guys, I've been actually grinding out the game and playing a lot of the game because I've been having a ton of fun with the game. Unlike all the other content creators who chose to just sit here and constantly complain and cry and whine about the game, I was like, hey, I'm going to stay away from all this negativity. I'm going to stay focused, stay locked in, stay organized, stay on task, and most importantly, stay positive and just have some fun with the game. And what I wanted to accomplish was going into seasons 2 and 3. I wanted to build the best possible no money spent lineup that you could build going into seasons 2 and 3 so you can have the most possible success in Showdown, because that's the main mode that I play, Showdown and Team Up. So I started my grind way back in season 1 with the early access to the game. The game was really perfect the first 3 weeks. The game mechanics and the gameplay is still pretty damn perfect. I just don't like some of the patches and what it's done to the game, and hopefully by Christmas we'll be completely done patching up the game and we'll get the final and last version of this game, and hopefully it turns out pretty damn good. But so far, the game mechanics and the gameplay, I don't have any complaints about that. I don't have any complaints about the reward system or the rewards. I know a lot of content creators are constantly complaining about that there's no content in the game. What they really mean by that is there's no content for their channel. But coming from a fan's perspective, there's more than enough content to grind for in this game. Maybe it's because I'm running a no money spent and a money spent account. And to be honest, my no money spent account looks way better than my money spent account. So I've been doing a lot of my grinding on my no money spent account and trying to make this team the best possible squad that I can make it. But I've had plenty of stuff, plenty of content to grind for and to try to make my team the best possible team out there. And even though I didn't build a god squad, I built a very, very good squad, a great squad that I'm really proud of. It got me 110 tier 1 wins on my no money spent account. And then on my money spent account, which, like I said, that team isn't looking as good, I did manage 75 wins, and I got into tier 3 on that account. So for me, at least, there's been plenty of content for me to grind out and plenty of daily goals that I could set to grind for. So I've been having a lot to, do, for at least for myself. I don't know about everyone else, but for me, there's been a lot for me to complete on a daily. And like I said, I just been staying focused, staying organized, locking in, staying positive, and staying on task, and just trying to build the best possible team going into seasons 2 and 3. So with all that said, let's look at the team that got me 110 tier 1 wins. Now, this is what the squad is looking like now, but believe me, it didn't look like this at first. To start off, in season 2, this was my starting 5 from day 1. It was Jason Kidd, Clay Thompson, Glenn Rice, Chris Bosh, and Jack Sigma. I think it took me like maybe 3 or 4 days to grind it out and get to level 40 and get Chris Bosh. And then eventually, I did enough grinding where I was able to earn enough MT, and I was able to get Penny Hardaway for about 600,000 MT while still staying above 1 million MT. But I just got Penny Hardaway recently. And then throughout season 2, I was still on my grind to make this team the best possible team so I could have the best possible success in Showdown, because that is my main mode. So I said, what is there to grind for? Mitch Richmond turned out to be a stud. I don't care what anyone says. He's just like Clay and just like Glenn Rice. He's just maybe a notch below them speed-wise. And then with the locker code, I did get this Jalen Johnson. And then I also did grind it out for Elton Brand. I pretty much grinded it out for Shangoon, and he's probably one of the best power forward centers out there. I got Sam Cassell from day 1. I also have Bruce Bowen. To me, he was an S-tier small forward or shooting guard. I ran him at the 3. And I also have Kwame Brown. So before season two, the start of season two, my bench wasn't looking this good. I believe coming off the bench, I originally had Sam Cassell, J.R. Smith, Bruce Bowen, Kwame Brown, Shangoon, and then in my reserves was like a bunch of amethyst or no, actually it was Diamond Patrick Ewing, Zion, and maybe there was like a Trey Young or something like that. But my bench was looking pretty bad at first. It was nothing but a bunch of amethysts that I had to then upgrade to diamonds, and then now it's a bench up full of pink diamonds. And I think that's a pretty big accomplishment to have achieved by season 3, which hasn't even technically started. So if you just started grinding this game out from season 1 till the end of season 2, and you stood away from all the negativity, and what I mean by negativity, I mean DBG, JC2K, and Ty Debo. They've just been negative since the start of the game. Actually, 3 weeks into the game, because for the first 3 weeks of the game, pretty much everyone was happy with the game. It's just there wasn't enough content for their channel, so they started their constant complaining and their constant crying and whining because there wasn't enough content for their channel. But from a person that just plays the game, a person that's just a fan of the game, there was a ton of content to grind out, and there was a ton of ways to make your team really, really good. Just look at my squad. And throughout the whole year, I constantly had at least 2 to 3 pink diamonds and a team full of amethyst or diamond cards. So my team was never really looking that bad. It was looking pretty good since season 1. And I've been really, really happy with them. Now, is there anything that I want to say negative about the game? I did enjoy the game mechanics, the gameplay a lot more in the beginning of the cycle in season 1. Like for the first 3 weeks, I thought the gameplay was much better. It was a much faster paced game. Since then, this game has become a mashup of 2K24 and 2K25. It's got the shooting from 2K24 with the green or miss, and it's got the defense from 2K25 all mashed into one. I really don't mind that. I actually like the combination of the two. What I don't like is that in the beginning of the game was 10% faster than it was last year, and now they took that away and through patches, and now the game does feel a little bit slower at times. It feels like you can never blow past or turbo by a defender in the half court. It makes you feel like your player is wearing cement boots and running in quicksand. You can just, in the half court offense, you can never blow past anyone. You can't turbo past anyone. And that's the only complaints. I also don't like all the bump stealing that has been going on in the game. I think that needs to be patched up. You can't go into the lane without getting hit by a bump steal. The defender could have his back facing towards you and steal the ball from you with his hip, pretty much. But that's pretty much the only thing. The rewards could be better. This game is called MyTeam, and while I like all the cards on my squad, and I think they're very good cards, and they help me get a lot of wins, 110 tier 1 showdown wins, I don't feel like I have the A team. I feel like I have the C team. So I wish instead of these players, these reward being the C listers, I wish they would give us like some B listers or some A listers, some better names to grind for. This is called My Team, and I would like to eventually put players that I want to have on the team. Like, the only player that I really want on this team right now would just be Penny Hardaway, And I would like a Michael Jordan card on this team, but unfortunately they always do Michael Jordan so dirty and his cards are always so crappy. But besides Penny Hardaway, I can't say that if I had the choice to build my actual team, would I actually put any of these players on the squad? Even though I do like all of them, but I'm just not in love with them. With all that said, I'm having a ton of fun with the game because winning does equal fun. And I was also able to collect pretty much a full lineup of pink diamonds by the end of season 2, the start of season 3. So I got no complaints with that. And I was also able to save up a bunch of MT and grind it out for basically a free Draymond Green, a Galaxy Opal Draymond Green, because he was so dirt cheap, and I am going to add him into the lineup after this video. But I have no complaints, and this is a no money spent squad that everyone could get, everyone could achieve if you just stood away from all the negativity, if you stood focused, if you stood locked in, you stood organized, you stood positive, you stood on task from the very get-go, from the very beginning of the game out the gate. You just did you and kind of stood away from all that negativity. You would see that the game is a ton of fun. There's a ton of content in it for everyone to grind out. And there's a ton of ways to build a really good, a really great, no money spent squad that you could take into modes like Showdown and have a ton of success in. And you could take any of these players into team up and have a ton of success with them also. So don't listen to all the nonsense. Like I said, stay away from the negative. Do you and have fun with the game. Enjoy it. You know, grind it out for the players that you want. And if you grind it out for the players that you want, I promise you, you're going to be able to build a great team that could bring you a lot of success in this game in any mode. With all that said, peace out, 2K community. I did it for the 2K culture. Stay savage, never average. Getting into tier 1 with a budget squad. This ain't a God squad. Getting into tier 1 and getting 110 tier 1 wins is not average. Stay savage. Peace out, fam.